This is how I 3-starred all my trials this week in Arc Raiders. The first challenge up this week is Damage Queens or Matriarchs. Now this has to be done during the Matriarch event or the Harvester event. Now we attempted this first on a Matriarch event on the Blue Gate map and we could not even come close to 3 stars. I think our best was just under 2 stars. The Matriarch was either just getting absolutely decimated before we could do anywhere near enough damage, or on the times that there wasn't other Raiders, we were getting absolutely overran by ads. So we tried it again during the Harvester event where we did damage to the Queen, and we had much more time to damage and get the points that we needed. We ended up doing this on Dam. We brought a Raider hatch key so we could get out right away once we got to the 3 stars. And I would say one thing to note is we could have brought more ammo, we could have brought more heals, and we could have brought an extra shield. Because by the end of this, by the time we hit the 3 stars, we were about out of all those things. So fortunately we had the Raiders hatch key. We did get to score a few Queen cores, and we got out on the hatch alive and kept the score. Also to note that this challenge is the only one that you can't do on a major map condition. Now, the rest of these can be done on a major map condition, so you'll score 2 times the points during those. So you could do a night raid, electromagnetic storm, the Lockgate event, the hidden bunker event, whatever, but you will score 2 times the points for everything that you take down in these challenges. Next up was First Wave Husk. We definitely did this on the Lockgate event on the Blue Gate map. It was not really that hard of a challenge. We did it in duos, Bevelheimer and I, and we also almost doubled up on the Arc probes. If we were probably paying a little bit more attention, we could have actually finished that. And once we got to the 3 stars, we were like almost 3 stars on the Arc probe, and there was 1 left, but it was kind of questionable whether or not we could run all the way over there, get the last one, come back, and get out. So we went ahead and decided just to exfil and get our points there. So we scored 7,800, pretty much just running around the outer limits of the map and just collecting all the first wave husks. All right, damage flying arc enemies. We did this on Spaceport during a night raid. We just climbed up on top of one of the buildings, and that was over top of one of the exfil spots, and we just laid into all of the flying arc that we could. We even took down some Rocketeers that were really far away. We had plenty of time. We were running the Offspray and a Venator, but the Rocketeers almost all the time, even before they got to us, especially if they're far away or aggroed on somebody else, you put a lot of damage in before they get close up to you. I think only one time did we have one like even get remotely close to us, but before we took it down. But you can definitely rack up some points. We also did this one time on the Buried City map on a night raid, and we even racked up more points. We ended up dying at exfil, but we almost doubled the 11,000 that we got on Spaceport. Also to keep in mind, if you have snitch scanners or you're killing a snitch, pick up those scanners. You can toss them down on the ground. It'll bring a couple more arc in for you. A really good strategy as well. Like I said, we racked up almost 20,000 points, but unfortunately we didn't make it out. I would say if there's one that you're looking to add some points on, look for one of those night raids on any map really, and definitely pick up all the skitch scanners. If you bring a snitch down, pick up the scanner, toss it out, bring it in. It'll pull in a wasp or a hornet for you, and you can pick up even more arc that way. Also, when you're taking down your snitch, let it get off its 3 alarms. So when it shoots its yellow laser up there, make sure you let it get off its 3 alarms so it brings in the other 3 arc. Then finish it off. Then you'll have even more arc to shoot at. But I would say that's probably the easiest one to rack up some extra points and really climb the leaderboard if you're looking for one to really throw on. Now the other one is damage shredders. Now you could rack up some major points doing this. Obviously you're spawning into Stellamontis. That's the biggest problem. The second biggest problem is you're spawning into Stellamontis. But if you have good lobbies, it's not going to be a huge problem. And if you're good at avoiding the shredders aggro and damage phase, then you also shouldn't have too much trouble with this. You could take a variety of different weapons. We were running a Venator and a shotgun. Seemed to work really well. You can use a variety of different grenades. I like Showstopper. It will kind of slow that shredder down, pause him in his tracks for a second, give you guys some time to get off some shotgun shots. But seeker grenades are great. trigger grenades, trailblazers, blaze grenades, a whole bunch of grenades. Any grenade is super helpful. But you can even take this down with a pickaxe if you know what you're doing and how to avoid them. We didn't go real high score on this yet. I think I will go back in and try to maximize my score here, especially on a night raid in Stellamontis. I think we only had to take down 3 shredders. We were right by an exfil. We got in, saw 3 shredders, killed them, and then we just exfilled and got out. So we had our 3 stars, so we get our rewards. But I think I'll definitely go back in and try to maximize my score, climb the leaderboard a little bit with this one. I would always recommend that if you get your 3 stars, or at least try and go in and get your 3 stars first and get out, so you know you've got your rewards, a possible blueprint, your drops, and then you can go back in and maximize. That was like one of the things with the flying arc. We were way, way, way over our score, but we just held out a little too long, and then you lose it all. So I like to get my 3 stars, make sure I get my maximum reward, and then you can always go back in the rest of the week. You have time to, bang it out and drive your score up. Last one was Arc Probes. We actually did this during an Arc Probe event. Now, the only issue with that is when you search the Arc Probes, it is going to spawn some enemies, 2 sets. So the first set of enemies comes down while you're breaching, and you pretty much can get the breach off without even having to be worried about it. We were running duos in this, so one of us was breaching, the other was just watching out for the arc, taking out that first wave, and then we had it breached. We would both come together and finish off the second wave. We never really felt very much pressure, and there's a ton of probes on this. Now, again, like I said, you could also do this on Lockgate. You can also do this in any kind of night raid. So you can double up on points. You don't double up on points if you do it during the probe event, but there's so many probes that it's very easy to complete the 3 stars, no problem. But that is how we 3-starred all of our trials in week 13. I believe it was January 19th through the 26th, I think, this week in Arc Raiders. Thanks for watching the video, but until next time, I'm Sleeve1080, and we'll see you in the next one.